I thought my son was delusional for moving on from his cheating ex-girlfriend, so I invited her to his wedding as my +1 to wake him up and show him what he was missing, expecting him to leave his new wife, but he kicked us both out and now he's having a baby and won't let me meet my grandchild because I still hope his marriage fails. I brought my son's cheating ex-girlfriend to his wedding as my date. On purpose. To make him realize he was making a mistake. I'm writing this from my house where I haven't spoken to my son in 8 months because I need someone to understand that I was trying to help him. That I knew better than he did about who he should marry. That his new wife was wrong for him and his ex, despite cheating, was his soulmate. 6 months ago, I had a son who tolerated me. Now I have a restraining order, blocked numbers, and the knowledge that I'll never meet my grandchild because I sabotaged my son's wedding to prove I was right about his relationship. Let me start at the beginning, because every terrible decision I made came from one core belief: I knew what was best for my son better than he did. My son, Derek, dated a girl named Ashley for 5 years. They met in college, moved in together after graduation, and I was convinced they'd get married. Ashley was perfect. Beautiful, charming, from a good family. She and I got along wonderfully. She called me regularly, asked my advice, treated me like the mother she never had. Her own mother had passed away when she was young. I loved Ashley. I thought of her as my daughter already. I'd started planning their wedding in my head, imagining grandchildren who'd have her looks and Derek's intelligence. Then, 4 years into their relationship, Ashley cheated. With a coworker. Derek found out when the coworker's girlfriend contacted him with proof, texts, photos, everything. Derek was devastated. He ended the relationship immediately. Moved out of their shared apartment. Cut off all contact with Ashley. I was shocked. And angry. But not at Ashley. At Derek. "You're just going to throw away 5 years over one mistake?" I asked him. "She cheated on me, Mom. For 6 months. That's not one mistake. People make mistakes when they're not getting what they need in a relationship. Did you ask yourself what you weren't giving her?" He stared at me. "Are you seriously blaming me for her cheating?" "I'm saying relationships are complicated. Ashley loves you. She made a terrible choice, but that doesn't erase 5 years of love." "Yes, it does. It erases everything. I can't trust her. We're done." "You're being impulsive. You're hurt. You need to think about this rationally." "I am thinking rationally. She betrayed me. There's nothing to think about." He left. I sat there, furious that he was throwing away his future over wounded pride. Ashley called me, crying. "He won't talk to me. He blocked me everywhere. I made a horrible mistake. I love him. Can you help me?" "Of course I'll help you, sweetie. Derek is just being stubborn. He'll come around." I truly believed that. I thought Derek was overreacting. That with time and my guidance, he'd forgive Ashley and they'd get back together. For months, Ashley and I stayed in touch. She'd call me crying, telling me how much she missed Derek, how she'd made the biggest mistake of her life. I'd comfort her, assure her that Derek would eventually see reason. Derek, meanwhile, started therapy and worked on moving forward. He got his own apartment, threw himself into work, spent time with friends. I kept bringing up Ashley. "Have you talked to her? She's really struggling with this. Don't you think you owe her a conversation after 5 years?" "Mom, stop. Ashley and I are done. Permanently. I need you to accept that. I just think you're being hasty." "I'm not being hasty. I'm being smart. She cheated for 6 months. She lied to my face every day for 6 months. She destroyed my trust. That's not something I can get over." "But she loves you." "If she loved me, she wouldn't have slept with someone else for half a year." He was right. But I couldn't see it. Because I'd already decided Ashley was my future daughter-in-law, and I wasn't ready to let that go. A year after the breakup, Derek started dating someone new. Claire. A kindergarten teacher he'd met through mutual friends. I hated her on sight. Not because she did anything wrong. But because she wasn't Ashley. She was quiet where Ashley was outgoing. Simple where Ashley was sophisticated. Sweet where Ashley was exciting. She was boring. At least to me. "She's not right for you," I told Derek after meeting her the first time. "You barely know her." "I know she's not Ashley." "Thank God for that." "Derek, you and Ashley had something special. Claire seems nice, but she's not in the same league." "Stop. Right now. Claire is wonderful. I'm happy. If you can't be supportive, then don't be part of this." But I couldn't stop. Because I was convinced Derek was settling. That he was choosing boring and safe over passionate and exciting. That he was making a mistake. I stayed in touch with Ashley. She was still single, still pining for Derek. Still hoping he'd come back. He's dating someone new, I told her. But it won't last. She's not right for him. Do you really think he'll come back to me? Ashley asked, hopeful. I know he will. You two are meant to be together. He's just being stubborn right now. I believed it. Genuinely believed that Derek and Ashley were soulmates who'd had a rough patch. Derek's relationship with Claire continued. 6 months. A year. 18 months. I kept waiting for it to end. Kept making little comments. Are you sure about Claire? Ashley is still single, you know. Don't you miss the excitement you had with Ashley? Derek stopped talking to me about his relationship. We'd have surface-level conversations, but nothing deep. He pulled away from me. I told myself it was Claire's fault. That she was isolating him from his family. Then, 2 years into their relationship, Derek called me. Mom, I need to tell you something. I proposed to Claire. We're getting married. My world stopped. You what? I asked Claire to marry me. She said yes. We're thinking a spring wedding. Derek, you can't be serious. You've only been together 2 years. We've been together long enough to know we want to spend our lives together. But you don't really know her. Not like you knew Ashley. I know her better than I ever knew Ashley. Because she doesn't lie to me. She doesn't cheat. She treats me with respect. Ashley made one mistake. It wasn't one mistake, Mom. It was 6 months of lies. And I'm done talking about Ashley. I'm marrying Claire. I need you to accept that. I can't accept you making a mistake that will ruin your life. He hung up. I sat there, panic rising. Derek was going to marry the wrong woman. He was going to waste his life with boring, simple Claire when he could have exciting, perfect Ashley. I had to do something. I called Ashley. Told her about the engagement. She was devastated. I've lost him. He's really moving on. No. We're not going to let this happen. He's making a mistake. We need to make him see that. How? That's when I hatched my plan. My terrible, unforgivable plan. You're coming to the wedding with me. As my +1. What? Why would he invite me? He won't. But I get a +1. I'm bringing you. When Derek sees you there, looking beautiful, he'll remember what he's giving up. He'll realize Claire is a mistake. Are you sure that's a good idea? I'm sure. Trust me. I'm his mother. I know him better than anyone. He still loves you. He's just being stubborn. Seeing you at his wedding will wake him up. It made perfect sense to me. Derek was confused, choosing wrong, and I needed to intervene before he made an irreversible mistake. Ashley was hesitant but agreed. Because she wanted Derek back. And I convinced her this would work. The months leading up to the wedding were tense. Derek kept me at arm's length. Claire was polite but cool. I wasn't involved in wedding planning like I'd expected to be. You're excluding me, I complained to Derek. You've made it clear you don't approve of my marriage. Why would we include you in planning it? I'm your mother. I should be involved. You'll be involved when you can be supportive. Until then, you're a guest. Nothing more. A guest. My own son's wedding, and I was being treated like a stranger. I blamed Claire. She was turning him against me. Poisoning him. The week before the wedding, Derek called. Mom, I need to ask you something. Who are you bringing as your +1? My heart raced. He suspected. Just a friend. Why? What friend? Does it matter? Mom. Who are you bringing? I couldn't lie directly. Someone who cares about your happiness. Silence. Then, if you bring Ashley to my wedding, you will be escorted out. Immediately. And we will never speak again. Do you understand? Derek, I'm trying to help you. Do you understand? You can't tell me who I can and can't bring. It's my wedding. Yes, I can. I'm telling you right now, if Ashley shows up, you're both gone. And you'll never be part of my life again. He hung up. I sat there, angry. How dare he threaten me? I was his mother. I knew what was best for him. I called Ashley. He knows we're planning something. But we're doing it anyway. We're going to save him from this mistake. The wedding day arrived. I got ready carefully. Picked out Ashley. She looked stunning. Beautiful dress, perfect hair, everything designed to make Derek remember what he'd lost. We arrived at the venue. A beautiful garden setting. Claire had good taste, I'd give her that. We walked in together. I could feel people staring. Some of Derek's friends recognized Ashley. The ceremony was starting. Derek stood at the altar in his tux, looking handsome and happy. Claire walked down the aisle. She looked lovely in her simple dress. Radiant. Happy. Derek's face when he saw her. It was love. Pure, uncomplicated love. I felt a twinge of doubt. But I pushed it away. The ceremony proceeded. They said their vows. Derek's voice shook with emotion when he told Claire she was his best friend, his partner, his future. I whispered to Ashley, he's just going through the motions. He doesn't mean it. But he did mean it. I could see it. And I was still in denial. They were pronounced husband and wife. They kissed. Everyone applauded. I stayed seated, arms crossed, refusing to clap for this mistake. The reception started. Derek and Claire greeted guests. We hung back, waiting for our moment. Finally, Derek and Claire made their way to where we were sitting. Derek saw Ashley. His face went from happy to shocked to furious in seconds. What is she doing here? She's my +1, I said calmly. We need to talk. You're making a mistake. Gap. Derek, listen to me. You and Ashley are meant to be together. Claire is nice, but she's not right for you. Gap. Both of you. Now. Claire stood beside him, looking hurt and confused. Mrs. Morrison, why would you do this? Because I care about my son's happiness. And you're not going to make him happy. Derek stepped between us. Don't talk to my wife. You need to leave. Now. Security. 2 security guards appeared. Derek must have warned them this might happen. Escort these 2 out. They're not welcome here. Derek, please, just talk to Ashley, I begged. I have nothing to say to Ashley. I have nothing to say to you. You brought my cheating ex to my wedding to save me from the woman I love? You're delusional. I'm trying to help you. You're trying to control me. You've never respected my choices. You've never accepted that Ashley betrayed me. You've decided you know better than I do who I should marry. People were staring now. The whole reception watching this scene. Ashley is your soulmate, I tried. Ashley cheated on me. For 6 months. She lied to my face every single day. She destroyed my trust. And you brought her to my wedding. He turned to Ashley, who was crying. You need to move on. What we had is dead. It died when you cheated. Stop calling my mother. Stop hoping I'll come back. I'm married. I love my wife. Leave me alone. Then back to me. And you. You're no longer welcome in my life. You chose Ashley over respecting my marriage. You chose your fantasy over my happiness. We're done. Derek, I'm your mother. You were my mother. Now you're just the woman who tried to sabotage my wedding. Gap. Don't call. Don't text. Don't show up at my house. You're not part of this family anymore. The security guards escorted us out. Ashley was sobbing. I was in shock. In the parking lot, Ashley turned on me. You said this would work. You said he still loved me? He does. He's just confused. He's not confused. He loves his wife. This was a disaster. I can't believe I let you talk me into this. She called an Uber and left me standing there alone. I drove home in a daze. Replaying the scene. Derek's face. Claire's hurt. The whispers. I thought I was saving him. Instead, I destroyed our relationship. The next day, I called Derek. Blocked. I texted. Blocked. I showed up at his house. He called the police and threatened a restraining order if I didn't leave. I reached out to Claire's family, trying to explain. They told me to stay away from their daughter. I contacted Derek's friends, asking them to mediate. They all took his side. Told me I was wrong. That I crossed a line. Everyone agreed, I was the villain. But I still couldn't see it. For months after the wedding, I couldn't accept what I'd done wrong. I told myself Derek was overreacting. That he'd calm down eventually. That bringing Ashley had been awkward timing, sure, but my heart was in the right place. I genuinely believed I'd been trying to help him. My friends stopped inviting me to things after I kept talking about how Derek had made a mistake marrying Claire. How he'd realize it eventually. How Ashley was the one who got away. He kicked you out of his wedding, my friend Karen said. Maybe it's time to admit you were wrong. I wasn't wrong. I know my son. He and Ashley belong together. Your son is married. Happily, from what I hear. You need to let this go. But I couldn't let it go. Because letting it go meant admitting I'd sabotaged my son's wedding for nothing. That I destroyed our relationship based on my own fantasy. I started following Claire on social media, from a fake account after she blocked my real one. Watching their life together. Looking for signs of unhappiness. Evidence that I'd been right about them being wrong for each other. Instead, I saw happiness. Photos of them laughing, traveling, building a life. Derek looked more at ease than I'd seen him in years. I told myself it was an act. That they were just putting on a good face for social media. 6 months after the wedding, I saw a post that made my blood run cold. Claire had posted a photo of a positive pregnancy test. We're having a baby. Derek and I are over the moon. Baby Morrison coming next spring. They were having a baby. My grandchild. And I wasn't part of it. I created a new email address and sent Derek a message. Derek, I saw the news. Congratulations on the baby. I know we're not speaking, but I'm still your mother and this baby's grandmother. I'd like to be involved. Can we please talk? His response came an hour later. You forfeited your right to be this child's grandmother when you tried to sabotage my marriage. My child will not know someone who disrespected their mother before they were even born. Do not contact me again. I stared at that email for hours. He was really going to keep my grandchild from me. Over one mistake at his wedding. I reached out to Derek's father, my ex-husband. We'd been divorced for years but remained cordial. Tom, you need to talk to Derek. He's keeping my grandchild from me over something that wasn't even that bad. Something that wasn't that bad? You brought his cheating ex to his wedding to break up his marriage. I was trying to help him see he was making a mistake. He didn't make a mistake. He married a wonderful woman who makes him happy. You're the one who made a mistake. Why is everyone acting like I'm some villain? I'm his mother. I know what's best for him. No. You don't. You know what you wanted for him. There's a difference. Claire is wrong for him. Claire is perfect for him. She's kind, patient, supportive. She's helped him heal from Ashley's betrayal. She makes him laugh. They're happy together. But Ashley cheated on him. For 6 months. How can you defend that? People make mistakes when their needs aren't being met. Stop. Just stop. Ashley cheated because she's selfish. Not because Derek wasn't good enough. You've rewritten history in your head to justify your interference. He hung up on me. I sat in my house, surrounded by photos of Derek from childhood, and tried to figure out how everyone had turned against me. I'd only wanted what was best for my son. Was that so wrong? My therapist, I'd started seeing one after the wedding, thinking it would help me cope with Derek's overreaction, had a different perspective. Why do you think you know better than Derek who he should marry? She asked. Because I'm his mother. I know him better than anyone. Does a mother know her adult son better than he knows himself? In some ways, yes. Do you think it's possible that Derek knows what makes him happy better than you do? I just think he's confused. Ashley was exciting. Claire is boring. Boring. Or stable. I didn't answer. It sounds like Derek chose a partner who offers security and trust after being betrayed. That seems like a healthy choice. But he and Ashley had passion. They had passion built on a foundation of lies. Once he discovered the cheating, that foundation crumbled. He made the mature decision to leave. But she made a mistake. A 6-month affair isn't a mistake. It's a choice. Made repeatedly. Derek recognized that and moved on. You're the one who can't let go. Because I know he still loves her. Based on what evidence? Everything Derek has said and done indicates he's happy with Claire. The only person who thinks he should be with Ashley is you. That stopped me. Why is it so important to you that Derek be with Ashley instead of Claire? She asked. Because Ashley and I were close. Claire is distant. So this is about you? About who makes you more comfortable? No. It's about Derek's happiness. Is it? Because from where I'm sitting, it seems like you prioritized your relationship with Ashley over Derek's relationship with Claire. You chose what you wanted over what Derek wanted. I stopped going to therapy after that session. She didn't understand. Derek and Claire's baby arrived in March. A girl. They named her Emma. I saw the announcement on Facebook. Photos of this perfect little baby with Derek's eyes and Claire's nose. My granddaughter. Who I'd never meet. I sent another email to Derek. Please. I'm begging you. Let me meet Emma. I'm sorry about the wedding. I just want to be her grandmother. No response. I sent flowers to the hospital. They were returned. I sent a gift to their house. It was returned unopened. I was being erased from my son's life and my granddaughter's life because I'd tried to help him see the truth about his marriage. That's when I did something I'm not proud of. I showed up at Derek's house unannounced. I knew Claire would be home with the baby while Derek was at work. I knocked on the door. Claire answered, holding Emma. "Mrs. Morrison, you need to leave. Please. I just want to see her. Just for a minute." "No. Derek made it clear you're not welcome. I'm her grandmother. I have rights." "Actually, you don't. Not in this state. And even if you did, you forfeited them when you tried to sabotage our wedding." "I wasn't trying to sabotage it. I was trying to save Derek from making a mistake." Claire's face hardened. "Our marriage is not a mistake. Emma is not a mistake. The only mistake here is you thinking you had any right to interfere." But Derek and Ashley were perfect together. Ashley cheated on him. She lied to him. She betrayed him. How is that perfect? She made an error in judgment. She made a choice. Repeatedly. For 6 months. And Derek made the healthy choice to leave. He found someone better. Me. And we're happy. We have a beautiful life and a beautiful daughter. Without you. Please, I just want to be part of Emma's life. You should have thought about that before you brought his ex to our wedding. You chose Ashley over your son. Now you live with the consequences. She closed the door in my face. I stood on that porch and cried. Derek came home while I was still there. He pulled into the driveway, saw me, and called the police before even getting out of his car. "I'm filing for a restraining order," he said through his car window. "You need to leave. Now. Or I'm pressing charges for trespassing and harassment." I left. But I was angry now. How dare they keep my granddaughter from me? How dare Derek choose his wife over his own mother? I started posting on social media. About grandparents' rights. About ungrateful children who cut off their parents. About manipulative daughters-in-law who turn sons against their mothers. I didn't name Derek and Claire. But I didn't have to. People knew. Derek's friends started commenting. Telling me I was delusional. That I'd sabotaged his wedding and now was playing victim. I doubled down. Insisted I'd been trying to help. That Derek had married the wrong woman. That someday he'd realize it and I'd be vindicated. That's when Derek's lawyer sent me a cease and desist letter. If I continue to post about them on social media, continue to show up at their house, continue to contact them in any way, they'd file for a full restraining order and pursue harassment charges. I was terrified. But also convinced they were overreacting. I went to a lawyer to discuss grandparents' rights. See if I could force visitation with Emma. "Do you have an existing relationship with the child?" he asked. "No. Derek won't let me meet her." "Why not?" I explained the wedding situation. The lawyer's face grew increasingly incredulous. "Ma'am, you brought your son's cheating ex to his wedding to break up his marriage? To help him see he was making a mistake. That's not how courts will see it. That's sabotage. Harassment. No judge is going to grant you visitation rights when you actively tried to destroy the child's parents' marriage. But I'm her grandmother. And you're also someone who has shown poor judgment and disrespect toward the child's mother. Grandparents' rights are for situations where grandparents have an established relationship that's being unfairly severed. You have no relationship with this child because of your own actions." I left that office with no options. That night, I looked through old photos. Derek as a baby. Derek and Ashley together, happy. The future I'd imagined for them. And I realized something that I still can't fully accept: I'd been wrong. Not just about the wedding. About everything. Ashley wasn't perfect. She cheated. Lied. Betrayed Derek in the worst possible way. Claire wasn't boring. She was stable. Trustworthy. Exactly what Derek needed after Ashley. Derek wasn't delusional. He'd made a healthy choice to move on and build a life with someone who respected him. I was delusional. I convinced myself I knew better than my adult son what would make him happy. I'd valued my relationship with Ashley over Derek's actual well-being. I'd sabotaged his wedding because I couldn't let go of my fantasy. And now I'd lost everything. My therapist had been right. This was about me. About my need to control Derek's life. About my attachment to Ashley and my rejection of Claire. About my inability to accept that Derek was an adult who could make his own choices. I wrote Derek a letter. A real apology this time. Derek. I'm writing this not because I expect forgiveness, but because you deserve to hear the truth. You were right about everything. Ashley cheated on you and I should have supported you leaving her. Instead, I blamed you and made excuses for her. Claire is wonderful and makes you happy. I should have welcomed her. Instead, I compared her to Ashley and found her lacking based on my own preferences, not yours. Your wedding was your day. I should have been celebrating. Instead, I brought your ex to sabotage it. I've told myself I was helping you. That I knew better. That I was protecting you. But the truth is, I was controlling you. I wanted you to marry Ashley because I liked her and was comfortable with her. I rejected Claire because she didn't fit my vision of your life. I put my wants above your needs. My fantasy above your reality. My comfort above your happiness. I'm sorry. For all of it. I don't expect you to let me back into your life. I don't expect to meet Emma. I forfeited those privileges when I disrespected you, Claire, and your marriage. I just wanted you to know that I finally understand what I did. And I'm sorry. I hope you, Claire, and Emma have a beautiful life together. You deserve it. Love, Mom. I nailed it. Didn't expect a response. Didn't get one. But a week later, I got an email from Derek. I read your letter. I appreciate the apology. It doesn't change anything right now. Claire and I need space from you. Emma deserves to grow up without the toxicity you brought to our lives. Maybe someday, years from now, if you've really changed, we can revisit this. But for now, the boundary stands. I do hope you get help. Real help. Because the person who brought Ashley to my wedding isn't the mother I remember from childhood. That person was consumed by needy control. I hope you find that mother again. Derek. It was something. Not forgiveness. Not reconciliation. But acknowledgement. That was 8 months ago. I'm in real therapy now. Not to cope with Derek's overreaction but to understand why I did what I did. Why I valued Ashley's relationship with me over Derek's happiness. Why I couldn't accept Claire. Why I thought sabotaging his wedding was acceptable. The answer is complex. Control issues. Narcissistic tendencies. Enmeshment with Derek. Difficulty accepting his adulthood and autonomy. I'm working on it. But it doesn't change what I lost. I see updates about Emma on Claire's public Instagram. I don't follow, just check occasionally. She's beautiful. Happy. Growing. My granddaughter, who doesn't know I exist. Derek and Claire are thriving. Claire posted about their second anniversary recently. 2 years with my best friend. Here's to a lifetime more. They're happy. Genuinely. Everything I wanted for Derek, he has. Just not the way I'd planned. I think about the wedding often. The look on Derek's face when he saw Ashley. The hurt in Claire's eyes. The moment I was escorted out of my son's wedding. I did that. I chose bringing Ashley over respecting Derek's choices. And I lost him. Some days I still think they're wrong for each other. That Derek settled. That Ashley was more exciting. But most days I recognize those thoughts for what they are, my inability to let go. My need to be right even when I'm catastrophically wrong. My need to control even when it costs me everything. I brought my son's cheating ex to his wedding to make him realize he was making a mistake. Instead, he realized I was the mistake. The toxic presence that needed to be removed from his life. He has a wife who loves him, a daughter who's thriving, and a life that doesn't include me. I have photos of a son I'll probably never speak to again and a granddaughter I'll never meet. That's what happens when you decide you know better than your adult child who they should love. You lose them. And you deserve it.